Action.
Hello, today we'll talk about the Qantas Ltd. I'm Christian and this is Luke. Here we'll talk about the background of Qantas company. And then the second part is the group structure of Qantas. I will talk about the investments in associates, subsidiaries and jointly controlled entities. And then Eric. This is Eric. He will focus on the interest in the jointly controlled entities. And last, William. William will tell you further information about Qantas company. Now let's begin. Welcome, Luke, for the first part.
Okay, the Qantas Group was founded in 1920 and later became Australia's largest airline and the flag carrier of Australia. The principal activities of the Qantas Group is the operation of international and domestic air transportation and the provision of freight services and the operation of frequent flyer loyalty program. The CEO of the Qantas is Mr. Alan Joyce, and he has been appointed as CEO and managing director since 2008, and he received a remuneration of 2.28 million last year, and based on his performance, actually, he was entitled to an incentive amounted to 7,920,000, and however he declined the offer. As to the group's performance, Qantas reported a statutory loss after tax of 244 million. This is mainly result from the higher fuel costs and industrial action, as we know, the grounding earlier this year and the major transformation cost. However, in spite of these challenges, there is still an underlying profit before tax of 95 million reported for the group. So we are expecting a profitable future for the group. And next, let's welcome Christian for the structure of the group.
So I'll talk about the auditors of the company. KPMG was the main external auditors of the Qantas Group. And then, for internal, Gary Housel is the chairman of the audit group. And then, I'll come to the audit total fees. In 2012, the total audit fees is 5,652,000. And 3,313 of them are total audit service. When compared with the 2011, the total audit fees has been increased from here. In 2011, the audit fees is only 4,668,100. And then we'll come to the Qantas Group. The Qantas Group consists of 11 associates, 118 subsidiaries, and 2 jointly controlled entities. And here, 102 of them are wholly owned, and 16 of them are partially owned. And from this graph, you can clearly see that the wholly owned companies that was owned by 100%, and most of them are from Australia. And then partially owned companies, you can see here, very funny. Most of them are foreign countries, not from Australia. And this graph, all of them are owned by 75%. And then I will talk about the investments in associates and jointly controlled entities. From here, the total investment in associates in 2012 is 163 million. In 2011, it was 165 million. And then we come to the total investment in jointly controlled entities. In 2012, the total investment is 294 million. In 2011, it is 311 million. And then Eric will focus on the interest and the goodwill of the jointly controlled entities.
As we can see from the structure, there were 2 jointly controlled entities in the group. The first one is AUX Investment Pty Limited, and the second one was LTQ Engineering Pty Limited. And each of them were 50% owned by the Qantas Group. And when it comes to the interest in jointly controlled entities, The total asset of jointly controlled entities were 1,072 million in 2012, which is 10 million higher than that in 2011. However, the total liability of jointly controlled entities were 446 million in 2012. It also increased 5 million compared to that in 2011. Finally, the interest from jointly controlled entities were 10 million, which is the same to that in 2011. So the goodwill of Qantas Group was 146 million in 2012, and it was 164 million in 2011. So as we can see, there are apparently $80 million of impairment of goodwill. Yes, when it comes to the cash generating units, the cash generating units for impairment testing was defined by Qantas as a combination of goodwill and other intangible assets with indefinite useful lives. So I will hand it over to William. He will talk about the further information of Qantas. And thank you.
When we talk about the group, tax is unavoidable. Tax consolidation is a regime adopted in the tax or revenue legislation of a number of countries which treats a group of wholly owned or majority-owned companies and other entities as a single entity for tax purpose. When we come to the Qantas and its Australia wholly owned control entity, trust and partnerships are part of a tax consolidated group. As a consequence, all members of the tax consolidated group are taxed as a single entity. Then we will talk about the segment disclosure. As we can see from the chart, Qantas and Jetstar is based on the type of class of customer for the products or service. On the other side, Jetstar provide much cheaper flight service. Qantas frequent flyer, which represent the customer's flight program, and Qantas freight provide the cargo and express service are based on the nature of the products or service. Then, on the 22 May 2012, the Qantas Group announced that from 1st of July 2012, the Qantas segment will be structured as two separate operating segments, Qantas Domestic and Qantas International. Lastly, we will come to the accounting method. Under AASB 3, we can tell that the Qantas Group is using the acquisition method when it investing in its subsidiary. However, the investment in associate and jointly controlled entity equity method has been adopted under AASB 128. It requires initially recognize a cost and adjust it thereafter for the post-acquisition change in the investor's share of net asset of invested. Moreover, the interest in jointly controlled operations and assets. The group is using line-by-line method, which is also called the proportional consolidation method. Under AASB 131, it requires the ventures to recognize the proportional interest in jointly controlled assets, liabilities, expense output in the ventures, interest in the ventures separate financial statement. That's all. Thanks for watching.